My advice to you is get married. If you find a good wife you'll be happy, if not, you'll become a philosopher. Think not those faithful who praise all thy words and actions, but those who kindly reprove thy faults. Esteemed friend, citizen of Athens, the greatest city in the world, so outstanding in both intelligence and power, aren't you ashamed to care so much to make all the money you can, and to advance your reputation and prestige, while for truth and wisdom and the improvement of your soul you have no care or worry? All men's souls are immortal, but the souls of the righteous are immortal and divine. The highest realms of thought are impossible to reach without first attaining an understanding of compassion. The mind is everything. What you think you become, to be is to do. To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom. Socrates. I did not care for the things that most people care about: making money, having a comfortable home, high military or civil rank, and all the other activities, political appointments, secret societies, party organizations, which go on in our city. I set myself to do you, each one of you, individually and in private, what I hold to be the greatest possible service. I tried to persuade each one of you to concern himself less with what he has than with what he is, so as to render himself as excellent and as rational as possible. To move the world we must move ourselves. I decided that it was not wisdom that enabled poets to write their poetry, but a kind of instinct or inspiration, such as you find in seers and prophets who deliver all their sublime messages without knowing in the least what they mean. Socrates.
Please like, share and subscribe our channel and click on bell icon.
I know you won't believe me, but the highest form of human excellence is to question oneself and others. Virtue does not come from wealth, but wealth, and every other good thing which men have, comes from virtue. He who is unable to live in society, or who has no need because he is sufficient for himself, must be either a beast or a god. There is no solution. Seek it lovingly. The misuse of language induces evil in the soul. Through your rags I see your vanity. Wisdom begins in wonder. Not life, but good life, is to be chiefly valued. The only thing I know is that I know nothing, and I am no quite sure that I know that. It is better to change an opinion than to persist in a wrong one. When you want wisdom and insight as badly as you want to breathe, it is then you shall have it. Living well and beautifully and justly are all one thing. Socrates. God takes away the minds of poets, and uses them as his ministers, as he also uses diviners and holy prophets, in order that we who hear them may know them to be speaking not of themselves who utter these priceless words in a state of unconsciousness, but that God himself is the speaker, and that through them he is conversing with us. Intelligent individuals learn from everything and everyone, average people from their experiences. The stupid already have all the answers. Give me beauty in the inward soul. May the outward and the inward man be at one. One who is injured ought not to return the injury, for on no account can it be right to do an injustice. And it is not right to return an injury, or to do evil to any man, however much we have suffered from him. My plainness of speech makes them hate me, and what is their hatred but a proof that I am speaking the truth? Socrates. Are you not ashamed of caring so much for the making of money and for fame and prestige, when you neither think nor care about wisdom and truth and the improvement of your soul? There is no greater evil one can suffer than to hate reasonable discourse. Well, although I do not suppose that either of us know anything really beautiful and good, I am better off than he is, for he knows nothing and thinks that he knows. I neither know nor think that I know. And therefore if the head and the body are to be well, you must begin by curing the soul. That is the first and essential thing. And the care of the soul, my dear youth, has to be effected by the use of certain charms, and these charms are fair words. And by them temperance is implanted in the soul, and where temperance comes and stays, their health is speedily imparted, not only to the head, but to the whole body. Socrates. He is not only idle who does nothing, but he is idle who might be better employed. Beauty is a short-lived tyranny, for the poet is a light and winged and holy thing, and there is no invention in him until he has been inspired and is out of his senses, and the mind is no longer in him. When he has not attained to this state, he is powerless and is unable to utter his oracles. Do not trouble about those who practice philosophy, whether they are good or bad, but examine the thing itself well and carefully. And if philosophy appears a bad thing to you, turn every man from it, not only your sons, but if it appears to you such as I think it to be, take courage, pursue it, and practice it, as the saying is, both you and your house. To express oneself badly is not only faulty as far as the language goes, but does some harm to the soul. Socrates. The ancient oracle said that I was the wisest of all the Greeks. It is because I alone, of all the Greeks, know that I know nothing. Be true to thine own self. Are you not ashamed of heaping up the greatest amount of money and honor and reputation, and caring so little about wisdom and truth and the greatest improvement of the soul? It is a disgrace to grow old through sheer carelessness before seeing what manner of man you may become by developing your bodily strength and beauty to their highest limit. One thing only I know, and that is that I know nothing. The more I know, the more I realize I know nothing. May the inward and outward man be as one. Wealth does not bring about excellence, but excellence makes wealth and everything else good for men, both individually and collectively. Socrates. Be as you wish to seem, I honor and love you. But why do you who are citizens of the great and mighty nation care so much about laying up the greatest amount of money and honor and reputation, and so little amount wisdom and truth and the greatest improvement of the soul? Were you not ashamed of these? I do nothing but go about persuading you all, not to take thought for your persons and your properties, but first and chiefly to care about the greatest improvement of the soul. I tell you that virtue is not given by more, but that from virtue comes money and every other good of man. True knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing. A system of morality which is based on relative emotional values is a mere illusion, a thoroughly vulgar conception which has nothing sound in it and nothing true. Socrates. Such as thy words are, such will thine affections be esteemed, and such as thine affections will be thy deeds, and such as thy deeds will be thy life. All I know is that I know nothing. As to marriage or celibacy, let a man take which course he will be sure to repent. An unconsidered life is not one worth living. Now the hour to part has come. I go to die, you go to live. Which of us goes to the better lot is known to no one, except the God. Remember that there is nothing stable in human affairs. Therefore avoid undue elation in prosperity, or undue depression in adversity. The unexamined life is not worth living. Smart people learn from everything and everyone, average people from their experiences, stupid people already have all the answers. I do believe that there are gods, and in a far higher sense than that in which any of my accusers believe in them. Socrates.
Please like, share and subscribe our channel and click on bell icon.